Is Need for Speed 2 in the works, or has the video game movie hit a roadblock? Here's all the information we have about the potential sequel. Now, let's start by discussing how the first movie played out. In Need for Speed, Toby Marshall, a local mechanic and street racer, is struggling to keep his auto shop open. To settle debts, he partners with rival racer Dino Brewster to modify and sell a Ford GT500. After a race with Dino goes wrong, Toby is wrongly imprisoned for 2 years. Upon release, he vows to prove his innocence by participating in an illegal street race across the country. The movie faces skepticism as it's a video game adaptation with a simple plot reminiscent of the Fast and Furious franchise. Despite its flaws, the film, directed by Scott Waugh, stands out with entertaining characters, practical racing scenes, not CGI, and a mix of humor and action. The story, while basic, has moments of gravity and charm, thanks to Aaron Paul's portrayal of Toby. The supporting cast adds richness, especially Imogen Poots as Julia and Scott Mescudi, Kid Cudi, providing comic relief. While Dominic Cooper's character Dino is underdeveloped and Michael Keaton's appearance is brief, the real stars are the cars and the intense racing sequences. The film's choice to use real cars and stunt drivers instead of CGI enhances the authenticity of the high-speed chases. Although the movie may lack depth and originality, it caters to car enthusiasts and those seeking a thrilling, mindless adventure. While it may not be a groundbreaking film, Need for Speed delivers an enjoyable ride for those willing to embrace its fast-paced action. With that being said, will Aaron Paul hit the gas again for Need for Speed 2? Adapting video games into movies has historically been a tough task. The first attempt, 1993's Super Mario Bros., faced production challenges and deviated from the game's cheerful tone, resulting in a flop with a dark Blade Runner look. Other failures like Street Fighter and Double Dragon followed, though 1995's Mortal Kombat is considered a B-movie gem. The reputation of video game movies or TV adaptations has seen improvement, thanks to successes like Netflix's Castlevania or Detective Pikachu. However, the genre has yet to deliver a truly outstanding movie, and 2014's Need for Speed did little to change that. Following the success of Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul was chosen to lead the cast in this high-budget adaptation of the EA game series. The film, featuring Imogen Poots, Dominic Cooper, and Michael Keaton in supporting roles, presented action more grounded than the Fast and Furious series. Despite some thrilling car chases, the movie fell short due to lackluster drama and failed to impress both domestic audiences and critics. Despite a sequel being announced shortly after the release of the first Need for Speed movie, there has been minimal information on its progress since then. While the critical reception of the initial film was underwhelming, its relative success at the global box office, particularly in China, where it earned $200 million worldwide, has sparked discussions about the potential for Need for Speed 2. One major hurdle for a sequel is the initial film's performance at the US box office, falling short of its production budget with less than $45 million in domestic earnings. However, the international success, especially in China, complicates the decision for distributors who are unsure of the sequel's box office potential. Marketing a sequel to a film that wasn't a domestic hit poses challenges, with some questioning the actual significance of China's box office to Hollywood. The sequel, originally announced in 2015 as a co-production between EA and the China Movie Channel Program Center, aimed to make Need for Speed a major international series, with plans to shoot a significant portion in China. Aaron Paul, in a 2016 interview, confirmed rumors about Need for Speed 2, but remained uncertain about the story and his involvement, expressing openness to a return based on the material. Paul's storytelling insights, demonstrated in Breaking Bad, could potentially influence the sequel script to address the shortcomings of the original. However, with more than 6 years passing since the announcement of Need for Speed 2, the project appears to have gone dormant. At this point, a reboot seems more likely if the series were to continue, as the original movie has largely faded from memory. While there is a slim chance of revival, it appears that the prospects for Need for Speed 2 are currently dim, and the sequel may be considered unlikely to happen. Now, there are rumors circulating that instead of a sequel, a prequel to Need for Speed might be in the works. And guess who might be in the lead role? It's none other than Tom Holland. A prequel means the story will happen before the events of the first movie. Tom Holland, known for playing Spider-Man, could be taking on the main role. This could bring a fresh take to the Need for Speed series and explore new aspects of the characters and their stories. Of course, these are just rumors for now, and nothing is confirmed. It's like whispers in the wind about a new adventure with fast cars and exciting races. Fans will have to keep their ears open for more updates to see if Tom Holland will rev up the engines in a Need for Speed prequel. Need for Speed director Scott Waugh shared a heartwarming moment about his reunion with filmmaker Steven Spielberg before they started filming the video game adaptation in 2014. The action film stars Aaron Paul as mechanic Toby Marshall, even against Dominic Cooper's character Dino Brewster, who frames Toby for a crime he didn't commit. DreamWorks Pictures, co-founded by Spielberg, produced the movie. Waugh, speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, reminisced about the touching reunion with Spielberg. Having previously worked on another Spielberg film more than 20 years earlier, Waugh was surprised that Spielberg remembered him. In the interview, Waugh described the encounter. "Yeah, that one is awesome. They brought me in to meet with Steven, and I was extremely nervous about that one. I have to be absolutely honest. It's Steven Spielberg, and I was a stunt guy being asked to direct one of his movies. So I came in, and they made me sit in this boardroom with everybody, and Steven was right next to me. So I looked at Steven, and we kind of idle chatted for a second. And I said, 'Steven, you and I actually worked together, but it was a long time ago.' And then he looked at me and gave me that Steven look. And he was like, 'Which movie?' And I said, 'Hook.' And he went, 'You doubled the kid on the skateboard, didn't you?' And I thought, how does he remember every single person? We worked together 21 years ago. He remembered me as a young guy. So that's why he's Steven Spielberg, and that's why I'm Scott Waugh. He just got this incredible attribute to remember everything." As Scott Waugh fondly recollected his heartwarming reunion with Steven Spielberg before Need for Speed filming, it's clear that Spielberg's ability to remember everyone showcased his remarkable attribute. Now, let's shift our focus to the potential for Need for Speed sequels and the stories that could be explored in the future. With the groundwork laid in the first film, there are several exciting directions the story could take in a sequel. Perhaps Toby Marshall, played by Aaron Paul, continues his adrenaline-fueled journey, facing new challenges and rivals in the high-stakes world of illegal street racing. The theme of revenge and redemption could be further explored as Toby navigates the consequences of his actions in the pursuit of justice. Exploring different locations and settings for races could bring diversity to the sequel, offering audiences visually stunning and thrilling experiences. Whether it's intense city races or heart-pounding pursuits in exotic landscapes, the sequel has the potential to elevate the cinematic spectacle. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.